In this lesson, we're going to cover an increase that's called M1, and that stands for make one. We're going to make one stitch. You may also see it referred to as make one right or make one left. That's going to probably be used in some sort of lace pattern or something. Most of the time you're just going to see it referred to as make one, but we'll cover both of them and kind of talk a little bit about the pros and the cons of each one. So let me get a couple of stitches in here. Okay, for a make one, what you're going to do is you're going to pick this bar up that runs between the stitch on the left needle and the stitch on the right needle. So you're going to pick that bar up. Now, in some instructions, you'll find that they'll say, pick it up from the front or pick it up from the back. It doesn't really matter which way you pick it up. It matters how you place it on the needle. So for this first one, we'll just pick it up from the back and we're going to place it on the needle. If you notice, that strand is going to be going to the back of the left needle. And if I were to knit into the front of it like I would a normal stitch, I'm going to get a huge gaping hole, and that is exactly what you do not want. So we put our stitch back on the needle, so we've got our bar picked up still, and instead of knitting into the front of it, we're going to knit into the back loop of it there, and drop it off. And you'll see a little X there. See how it slants to the left? That's a make one left. Okay, and let me knit a stitch or two. Now for a make one right, you can pick this bar up from the back again. And before, we placed it where the loop was going to the strand was going to the back. Well, for a make one right, we're going to place it where it goes to the front. And if you've watched the video of how the strand should go around the needle, you'll notice that this does not go around the needle like a normal stitch should. It goes from the front to the front. So for this one, in order to make it a make one right, we're going to knit into the front of it, which can be rather difficult. Knit into the front of it just like a normal stitch. And there we get our little X. It's a twisted stitch, and there's our bar leaning to the right. So that's make one right. My personal preference is if it just calls for a make one, I always do a make one left. Just because to me it's easier to knit into the back of that loop than it is to try and knit into the front of it. So we're going to place, for a make one left, we're going to place it where the strand's going over the back of the needle. Do that again. Over the back of the needle. Like that. And then we'll bring our needle back here and we'll knit into the back of that loop. And there's our little left slanted stitch. And for the make one right, we'll pick it up and put it where the strand is coming off the front, from here straight to here, and then we'll knit into the front. I hate these. Okay, there we go. Knit into the front, and there we've got our little twisted stitch X. Knit a couple of stitches. I'll show you what that looks more like. Little X's. There's a little X. 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 So you don't have any big holes. You might have a little hole, but not a big one. So that's make one. Make one left, make one right.